Hi guys, in this video I'm going to cover talent suggestions for Holy Paladins in Mythic and Mythic Plus dungeons. Please be aware that this is highly subject to change. BFA just came out only a couple weeks ago, and Mythic Plus content isn't even released yet, so just keep that in mind. Additionally, just because I recommend a specific talent doesn't mean you have to use it. I'm open to hearing your thoughts and opinions and other interpretations for max efficiency. Let's get into it. Starting with Tier 1, I mostly run with Bestow Faith. It's a strong, powerful heal that you should cast on cooldown. There's also a great trick if you're running Beacon of Virtue. When using Beacon of Virtue in 5-mans and Mythic Pluses, use Bestow Faith for a huge boost to your AoE healing capabilities. Cast Bestow Faith, which you should be using on cooldown, and when Beacon of Virtue is active, once Bestow Faith procs, it'll provide a nice AoE burst of group healing. However, if you think you're keeping up with the group heals just fine, and you'd like to do more damage to help the group, Crusader's Might is a solid second choice. It reduces the cooldown of Holy Shock and Light of Dawn, which are two of our more powerful spells. Moving on to Tier 2. While all three have their merits, most of the time I run with Cavalier. It's really useful in Mythic Plus content, especially when you're trying to run through the dungeons really quickly. If you're looking for a more defensive approach, Unbreakable Spirit reduces the cooldowns on your defensive abilities. As for Rule of Law, I personally haven't ran any Mythic content using this talent, seeing as the group is generally close together, but I'd be curious to hear if any of you guys use it in 5-man groups. My recommendation here is Cavalier, but again, Unbreakable Spirit does have its merits. For Tier 3, Blinding Light is really powerful in Mythic dungeons due to its mass interrupt. I'd say it has a slight edge over Repentance. I'd only run Repentance if I knew in advance that my group needed specific crowd control. Usually in my experience, the DPSers tend to worry about crowd controlling, and that's why I recommend Blinding Light. Now onto Tier 4. In Mythic Plus dungeons, Devotion Aura was a staple all throughout Legion, and seems to be so far in BFA. Its damage reduction ability has a great added buff to a 5-man group. I haven't tested out the new Aura of Sacrifice yet. Have any of you guys? I'd be curious to hear if it's at all viable in 5-mans. I plan to test it out when Eldir comes out. So, to be continued on that. Looking at Tier 5, in Mythic Plus dungeons, I've gone back and forth between Holy Prism and Holy Avenger, although I like using Holy Avenger because you could essentially rotate between Holy Avenger and Avenging Wrath on each trash pull to have a cooldown. Of course, if your group is moving at a rapid pace, it may be every other trash pack, but I like having the flexibility of rotating between these two cooldowns. But feel free to try out either of the 3 talents in this row to see which one matches your playstyle. Moving on to Tier 6. There's a bit of a toss-up here. I'm a huge fan of Avenging Crusader right now. I think it's a lot of fun, and I even made a video about it that I've linked in the description below. But many people are arguing that Sanctified Wrath is the better choice here. Both are super powerful talents, and again, I think it's up to you to decide which one you prefer based on your playstyle. With Avenging Crusader, you're more dependent on having to be able to deal damage while your wings are active to initiate group heals. With Sanctified Wrath, you're a bit more free with your heals. You're not tied down to having to DPS during that window. And finally, Tier 7. For Mythic dungeons, Beacon of Virtue is generally recommended as the talent to go for. It's excellent for group healing and really outshines the other talents in this tier when it comes to Mythic Plus group healing. So, those are my Holy Paladin talent recommendations for Mythic and Mythic Plus content. What do you guys think? Do you agree with these choices? What would you change or use differently? Thanks for tuning in, and if you have comments, suggestions, opinions, feedback, please let me know in the comments section below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, but more importantly, you could subscribe to my channel to show some support or follow my live stream on Twitch. Thanks again, and I'll see you soon.